Hi, I'm Gidon from technologyman.com. The RAVPower 80-watt AC portable charger isn't your standard USB power pack. As well as the usual USB charging ports, it also has a standard plug socket. This AC outlet is designed for charging your laptop, but so long as you stay within its limits, it has lots of other uses too. This versatility comes at a price. It costs around £80 or $80. After discussing its features, I'll put its claims to the test, charging a whole range of devices to try and establish if it's worth its asking price to you. So let's take a closer look. Inside the box, enclosed in a nice hard case, you get the charger itself, a soft pouch, a longer than usual 60cm USB-C RAVPower branded charging cable, and the manual. Mine also came with a travel adapter. The old version of this powerhouse came with a proprietary charger with a pin connector. I'm pleased to see this updated model now charges via a standard USB-C port. But you don't get a wall charger with it, and it's unlikely you'll be able to use your phone charger since you need at least an 18-watt USB power delivery charger. I'll come back to this shortly. The charger is an elongated cuboid measuring 69mm by 69mm and 156mm long. It weighs a hefty 669 grams. This is not a charger you'll be able to easily slip into your average laptop bag or rucksack, especially if you keep it in its branded hard carrying case, which is very generously sized. But it would make a convenient case to carry an accompanying wall charger and charging cables. The hard case measures 155mm by 180mm and is 70mm thick. Most likely you'll use a mesh protective carrying sleeve a lot of the time. It doesn't completely enclose the charger, leaving the ports and AC socket accessible. I'm not sure if this is intentional or not. The powerhouse is well made and has a grippy matte silicone finish. Unfortunately, this finish does attract fingerprints. It feels fairly rugged but has no drop or water resistance rating, and with its venting at the top and bottom, I'd be careful using it outside, especially with any inclement weather. The front of the charger has the RAVPower logo and 5 LEDs that light up to indicate remaining charge. I would have preferred an LCD display at this price. Its 20,000 mAh 74 Wh capacity seems rather modest for its size and weight, but that's mainly due to the integrated inverter that provides AC power. The bottom of the charger houses the cooling fan. The top of the charger houses all the ports that will charge pretty much any gadget you own. Clockwise from the top left, there's a USB-A port with up to 18 watts of output, supporting a variety of charging standards up to and including Qualcomm's Quick Charge 3.0 at 12 volts and 1.5 amps. The USB-C port has 30 watts of output and also supports Quick Charge 3.0, but also the widely popular USB power delivery standard up to 20 volts at 1.5 amps. These latest charging standards cleverly negotiate their shared maximum supported voltage and current. This port also charges the battery, again using power delivery, requiring a minimum 18-watt charger and supporting up to a fast 30 watts with a compatible charger. A single press of the power button with the charger off will display the battery remaining by the 5 LEDs. The last LED flashes when the battery is low. A 3-second press of the power button turns the AC outlet on and off with an accompanying green status LED. Here in the UK, it's a 3-pin plug socket. This will vary depending on where you purchase the charger. The AC output will shut off automatically after 1 minute when it's not being used. In the UK, this output is 220 volts at 50 Hz. In the US, it's 110 volts at 60 Hz. This has a maximum output of 100 watts with a rated output of 80 watts. The rated output has been upgraded from the previous model's 65 watts. Confusingly, the box still labels the charger as 65 watts, and even the printed label on the unit has 65 watts in the title, but does show the correct spec in the text below. The manual has been updated. I was concerned our oversized UK plugs would cover the USB ports and power button, but in most cases I could still use the USB ports and just about access the power button. You can use all 3 outputs at the same time, which makes the charger incredibly versatile. It also has limited pass-through charging, so you can charge a unit via the USB-C port whilst using the USB-A port, which might be useful. Unfortunately, you can't charge the unit and use the AC outlet at the same time, and obviously you don't have access to the USB-C port whilst it's charging. The only thing really missing is wireless charging, but you can pick up Qi wireless chargers pretty cheaply, and there's plenty of spare room in the hard case to stash it. I'll be showing how all these ports can be used and testing how they perform shortly. Fast charging the 74 Wh battery from completely flat took a very respectable 2 hours 50 minutes using a RAVPower 65 watt charger. This charges at the powerhouse's maximum 30 watt input. At this point the LEDs turned off, but the unit did continue to trickle charge for a lot longer. I tried using various other wall chargers to charge the powerhouse, including an Anker PowerPort Plus 30 watt charger, the Zero Lemon Extreme charge station I reviewed a while back, a GoPro supercharger, and even an Apple 18 watt charger that they specifically state shouldn't be used. The Anker and Zero Lemon also provided the maximum 30 watt input, and the Apple 18-watt charger appeared to work okay, as did the GoPro supercharger, albeit a little slower at 18 watts. I even tried using a standard 12-watt wall charger, in this case the one that came with an iPad. It seemed to work for a bit, then stopped charging, so I wouldn't recommend it. I did notice that RAVPower is currently offering a free 18-watt charger on Amazon if you read the item's description, but I have no idea how long that offer will last. It's worth mentioning that although a lot of these portable chargers quote their capacity in milliamp hours, this becomes meaningless with devices like this that can deliver variable voltages. The capacity in milliamp hours or amp hours is based on the lithium-ion batteries themselves, which have a voltage of 3.7 volts. A much more useful and comparable measurement is watt hours. So this charger's battery pack has a quoted capacity of 74 watt hours, calculated by multiplying the capacity of the battery pack in amp hours by the voltage of the batteries, which is 3.7 volts. If we connect the charger to an iPad Pro, for example, that can use USB power delivery to charge at 20 volts, and then measure the capacity of the RAVPower's battery in amp hours using a current meter, we get a measured maximum capacity of 3.7 amp hours, 74 watt hours divided by 20 volts, and in fact we'd actually get less because of conversion losses. I discharged the RAVPower powerhouse at around 15 watts using a constant load, and measured the capacity to be 60 watt hours, 19% less than quoted, which is roughly what you'd expect after conversion losses, although I would have liked a little higher. In real terms, it's enough to provide a full charge for a typical laptop battery. For example, the HP Pavilion 15 laptop I just reviewed has a 41 watt hour battery. But you'll need to check the capacity of your laptop. The latest MacBook Pro 16-inch has a whopping 100 watt hour battery. To give you an idea of what you could expect from the powerhouse, the iPhone 11 has a 12 watt hour battery, the iPad Pro has a 30 watt hour battery, and the Nintendo Switch has a 16 watt hour battery. And here you can see the capacity of a few other gadgets. Just divide the capacity into 60 watt hours to give a very rough estimate of how many full charges you'll be able to achieve. The iPhone 11 and 10.5-inch iPad Pro both support fast charging with a USB power delivery charger and a USB-C to Lightning cable. From completely flat, I charged my iPhone 11, which did indeed switch to fast charging at 2 amps 9 volts, which is its maximum supported input of 18 watts. In 30 minutes, it had just over 60% charge and it reached 100% in 2 hours. The USB current meter measured 16 watt hours, so with the various conversion losses, you could realistically charge an iPhone 11 almost 4 times. I tried charging the Lenovo Chromebook C340 I reviewed recently, but that didn't work. The charger has overload protection if you exceed its maximum output. The 5 LEDs flash and you have to wait a short while for them to turn off before you can use it again. In this case, the Chromebook actually has a 15 volt 3 amp or 45 watt input, which is greater than the 30 watts the USB-C port supports. This does highlight one of the difficulties with a unit like this. You do have to have some understanding of the power requirements of your various gadgets. And this becomes more prevalent when you use the AC outlet, which I'll cover shortly. I don't have as many gadgets to test the USB-A port, but could fast charge a Samsung S7 which supports fast charging at 15 watts using the older Qualcomm Quick Charge 2.0. And using my load tester, I got the full 18 watts forcing output to 12 volts 1.5 amps. The AC socket is the most interesting feature of the powerhouse. It supplies 220 volts at 50 Hz here in the UK and 110 volts 60 Hz in the US. The charger has a built-in inverter to convert the DC output from the batteries to AC, so you can use it as a standard plug socket. But there are limitations. Firstly, you need to make sure anything you plug in doesn't exceed its rated output of 80 watts. Compare that to a household socket in the UK that can deliver up to 3000 watts. If you do overload the socket, again the overload protection will kick in and the 5 LEDs will flash. You'll need to wait for the LEDs to stop flashing to use the socket again. The socket is mainly intended for use with laptop chargers, and most chargers are 65 watts or less, so should work fine. There are exceptions. Some powerful gaming laptops have chargers with an output in excess of 200 watts, and older laptops often came with 90 watt chargers. So double check the output of your AC adapter before you order the powerhouse, or look on the laptop or battery itself to see what input is required. If you see a voltage and current, just multiply them together to get their power requirement. I tried the charger with a range of laptops. The 2012 MacBook Pro that comes with a 60 watt charger worked fine, as did the HP Pavilion 15 with its 45 watt adapter I just reviewed, and the Lenovo Yoga 530 and Chromebook C340 with their respective 65 watt and 45 watt chargers I reviewed previously. I also tried it with an older Acer Aspire 4830 which comes with a 65 watt charger, so should work fine. I found if I plugged the laptop in first, then turned on the charger, it worked okay. But if I just plugged it into the charger with it already powered on, it set off the overload protection. It was the same with an ancient Dell Vostro, again with a 65 watt charger. I checked the output with an energy monitoring plug and the powerhouse was able to deliver the maximum spec output of the chargers. And I could happily use the laptop with the battery still charging, although you'll quickly use up the 74 watt hour battery charging and running a laptop. On average, I got around 1 to 2 hours of use off the fully charged Powerhouse charging the Lenovo Yoga 530 whilst using it. If you turn the laptop off and charge it, you should get at least one full charge with an average laptop. The Lenovo Chromebook C340 got to 53% charge in just 30 minutes using the supplied charger. Impressively, you can run and charge your laptop and still use the other two ports at their full outputs for other gadgets. You'll run down the charger very quickly, but at least it's possible. I tried plugging in a MacBook Pro, then charging an iPad Pro via the USB-C port and a Samsung S7 via the USB-A port. The MacBook Pro ran and charged fine, and the iPad Pro and Samsung both fast charge at their maximum 30 watts and 15 watts respectively. When you use the AC socket, the fan will kick in, and even if you're not using the AC outlet, the fan will turn on once the output goes over around 20 watts. And the small fan is noisy. In a quiet room you'll definitely notice it. I haven't been able to test this out yet, but I imagine it could be noisy enough to be annoying to other customers in a quieter cafe. But with the normal hubbub of a typical cafe, it should be okay. I did find using the supplied mesh sleeve quietened it a little. I also tried the AC outlet with a few other items around the house, and so long as I kept within the rated output, they worked okay. The most interesting use case I found was running a Sonos 1 speaker, which worked fine, although I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I'll come back to that in a minute. A desk lamp with an LED smart bulb also worked fine. Pushing it a little further, I tried running a 140 watt 18-inch gym fan, not expecting it to work. Motors require a surging current to start turning, so I started the fan at its lowest speed setting and then increased the speed all the way to its maximum, and surprisingly was able to run this fan at full speed, drawing over 100 watts according to the energy meter. If I tried to start the fan at full speed, it did trigger the overload protection. I also tried running a camping airbed pump, which worked fine, drawing around 80 watts. It's also worth mentioning that according to RAVPower, the inverter has a modified, not pure sine wave output. This means it may not be quite as efficient and of more concern may damage sensitive electronic components. You shouldn't use a charger to run any sensitive medical equipment, and I probably shouldn't use it to run the Sonos speaker, even though it seems to work just fine. I've been quite impressed with the RAVPower 80-watt Powerhouse. If you don't mind its size and weight, it could be the only portable charger you need. It's incredibly versatile, and I was pleased to see the USB-A and USB-C ports conform to the majority of the latest charging standards, so should fast charge pretty much any phone, tablet or other gadget you own. If I was being picky, I'd have liked the USB-C port to support more than 30 watts, so it could charge USB-C laptops without using the AC outlet, which would be more efficient and avoid having to still carry the AC adapter. But the main selling point is of course this AC outlet, which means you can use it with a huge range of laptops and much more. The 80 watts of output is a little limited, but sufficient for the majority of laptops out there, but you will need to check yours is 80 watts or less. The AC port could also make it very useful for camping, for inflating mattresses or running some mains-powered LED lights for example. Ideally I'd like a little more capacity, but understand it's already on the large side, having to squeeze in an inverter for the AC socket. I did find the fan noisy, and I would like to see the next iteration with a quieter fan or perhaps a metal casing for some passive cooling. And it is expensive, even more so if you don't already have a capable wall charger to charge it. But I have found it useful having one charger that can charge almost everything I own. If you have a laptop that charges via USB-C, a portable charger with a 45 watt or even 60 watt USB-C output may make more sense, and would be cheaper and smaller, but perhaps not as versatile. I'll link to a couple of options below. But I'd love to know what you think. Would the AC outlet be useful to you, and would you pay extra for it? And as always, if you have any questions, please ask. I read every comment, I'll do my best to respond. I do hope you found this video useful. Please like the video if you did. I'm releasing videos every week on the latest technology and how to get the most out of it, so please make sure you subscribe. It helps more than you think. And don't forget to tap the bell icon if you want to get notified as soon as a new video gets uploaded. Thanks for watching.